Hello, guys. Good afternoon. How are you doing? So, did I have any friends who had good intentions when it came to me? I mean, like, there are people, and I can understand why they might not like me, and I can understand why they might even really dislike me, now. But to be perfectly honest with you, for the longest time, I didn't think of us even as enemies. You know what I mean? Which is really ironic. Um, I guess I should have realized, how could I not have, I mean, but I didn't even think of us as being enemies, really, which is really bizarre. Um, you know, which I didn't even, I don't know. So I'm like, can someone tell me the truth? And Chiba Chiba says, there is no truth. There is no being righteously angry. You've got this, Andrew. You know these are delusions. Once you know, shut it down immediately. My parents and family are sexual sadists. Shut it down. They abused me. Shut it down. I'm 37 years old and my life couldn't have turned out much worse. However, I'm scapegoating my mother, father, and stepfather. Yes, what I know is bad, but that's all there is. There's no hidden realities. The tip of the iceberg is the only reality there is. There's no conspiracy underneath the water. The sadistic persecutors who took pleasure in my suffering were the bullies from middle and high school. The best revenge on the bullies is massive success and to live life well. My parents never had nefarious intentions to hurt me. On the contrary, they always wanted to help me make a mental health recovery. Hey Rusty, how you doing? Hey Peter. Hey TB. We got some of my very favorite impatiens in the house. So do you think I'm loved by my parents, family, friends, and so on? Do you think everybody loves me? Like, does everybody love Andrew? I hope everybody loves me. I don't know. I'd rather have no enemies. But some people might. Some says might make a great TV show. Everybody loves Andrew. I'd rather have no enemies, but of course, in life you're gonna have enemies. Somebody says they loaf you a lot. I hope so. Somebody says it's like the show. Everybody hates Chris, but everybody loves Andrew. Yeah, I don't know. He says everybody loves Andrew, and you do the stroke in the intro. I hope I don't have a stroke. I hope I don't have a stroke. I hope I don't get brain cancer. Interestingly enough, my mother and I think, are going to be going to the neurologist soon for a back-to-back, belly-to-belly neurology appointment. I think the neurologist is probably going to think we have a romantic crush on her. She's probably like, we're always going every year, every 2 years to get MRIs and MRAs and get our brains checked because we're always afraid of brain cancer and strokes. It's a little bit of a hypochondria, but then again, I mean, I sit in solitude and I'm constantly getting headaches, so maybe it's not so much of a But I probably don't have brain cancer, though I'm getting migraines. Somebody says if Andrew had a sitcom, would it be called 2.5 Inches? No, I think when that's not true. I think I do have a solid 5 to 6 inches. So you're wrong. I mean, you could laugh at the size of but you're wrong. So it gets a lot. I mean, it gets a lot. I don't want to talk about. I should just ban this cast guy. 2.5 inches. I don't like the name of that sitcom because it grows. It's like Shrinkage. Did you ever see the Seinfeld episode with Shrinkage? You know. All right. I think mi madre is making sausage and pepper for dinner. We're getting a snowstorm tonight, which is going to be a pain in the ass. Hopefully, I can go to the gym. Hopefully, it doesn't snow too much. But I think we're getting 2 to 6 inches. 2 to 6 inches. So it's going to suck. It's going to suck. No, I mean, I kind of like it once in a while, but then again, it's going to suck. Nobody likes the snow. And I'm speaking for everybody. Nobody likes the snow. So he says, get some free weights. Yeah, guys, it's a good idea. TBS, so you're going to make a snow woman. Yeah, maybe I'll make a snowman. Yeah, that's a good idea. Somebody asks, what happened with my parents? Nothing in particular happened with my parents. It's just that I was trying to talk about getting independent when they pass away, and they were I don't know, argumentative in a way. I don't know. Nothing happened. We're actually on good terms. No, I think I'm in the will. I think my father was saying I might even inherit his house when he passes away. So if I inherit a home, that's a good thing. But my mother was saying, no, it has to be in a trust because if it's not in a trust, the government can get it. So I might be inheriting a house in Glen Head. Yeah, my father says he's going to leave half of everything to me, half of everything to my brother. So maybe I'll share the home with my brother. He'll live in the upstairs. I'll live in the downstairs, or maybe we'll sell the house. I don't know. But apparently, I'm inheriting a house. I mean, I don't want to put my father. Hopefully, my father's around for 20 more years to take care of me. But obviously, he indicated today that I might be inheriting his house. I don't think my stepsister is in my father's inheritance because they're not biologically related. As she shouldn't be. Nothing personal against her. As she shouldn't be. I don't know why my father would be leaving the house to my stepsister. That just wouldn't make any sense. Somebody says, "Why wouldn't you be inheriting his house?" I don't know. I never really thought much about, his will and who he'd be leaving things to. I never really thought too much about that, to be perfectly honest with you, until today, where he physically mentioned, yeah, if you got to snowblow this house if you inherit the house. However, my mother was saying, obviously I might be do better in a condominium or a small apartment where people shovel for me. And, I don't know. So we obviously have to, I have a friend who lives in a small apartment or condominium, and that might be better for me. But obviously right now I'm dependent on my parents, very dependent on my parents. And we got to make sure I'm very independent for when they pass away. Because my father literally has a cancer diagnosis. No, I don't think shoveling is the reason why she wants me in a condominium. She just thinks the house is a lot to take care of. I got to do maintenance on things. I got to do construction. I got to cook in the oven. I don't think shoveling is the main reason why she thinks I need a condominium or apartment. I think that's just one of the reasons. No, I don't really. To be honest with you, I mean, I hate to sound like I'm not really looking. I'm not. I don't really care if I mean, I do care if I'm left in the will. He is my father. I hope he leaves things to me. But I'm not really. I'm not. I'm more. I want him around for 20 years to come. 30 years to come. I want my father alive. But also, I don't want to be homeless. I mean, or on this in the psychiatric hospital when I die. When he dies, not when I die. When he dies, and I mean, obviously that's his mortality is getting closer and closer. So something to keep in mind. You don't want. I mean, obviously, the loss of a loved one is heartbreaking, regardless. If you're dependent on them or not. Right now, I'm dependent on my mother and father, unfortunately. And if they pass away, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be hard for my brother, but my brother's independent, working a computer job. I unfortunately am dependent on my parents at 37 years old because I have schizoaffective. So it's going to be hard for me. To be honest with you, I don't know much about my brother. And I don't want to be fucking dependent on my brother either. I don't want to be dependent on my brother either. That would be a nightmare. So I don't want to fucking. I know my brother is entitled to half of my father's inheritance, and he's going to be getting half of my father's inheritance. But also, I guess the key in life is to get independent. I'm not looking to screw my brother out of anything. No, quite the opposite is true. I hope he gets what's entitled to him. But also, I don't want to be homeless or on the streets. You know what I mean? I'm the older brother. I'm older than my brother, so. Somebody says, what if Poppy needs special surgery and has to sell the house? Would you be okay with that? Well, I want my father around and to live and to have a long life. But also I want to make sure, when he does pass away, that I'm not screwed. And I guess the key is to get independent yourself. Not to depend on them leaving you in the will, The key is to get independent, not to depend on them providing for you your whole life. You don't want to depend on your parents providing for you your whole life because, I mean, for the obvious reasons, right? Somebody says, "What if Poppy had to live with you?" That would be like 2.5 men, quite frankly. I don't think we would get along very well. I think it would be like oil and water, but that would be like 2.5 men. Men. Yeah, that would be a fucking nightmare. Somebody says, imagine you got everything. Your brother would be so pissed. Yeah, he would be probably annoyed, but I don't think I'm going to get everything. I think my brother's going to get half of everything, but yeah. I don't want to put my father in the grave either. I hope he's around for 20 more years, 30 more years, 40 more years if he wants to be. Somebody says if something happened to your brother, he wouldn't get anything. No. To be honest with you, I mean, obviously, I want to get independent. I want to make a life for myself. Ideally, social media is not the ticket to getting independent or a life or freedom. Or social media is my ticket to wasting my life. My ticket to getting, I'm not going to be a pop superstar or a movie star or a social media content creator. From basically my ticket to riches and fame. Well, my ticket to independence and a life is going to pros programs and getting a realistic job. I'm not about to be the next, big movie star. I'm not about to be the next Tom Cruise or, Robert Downey Jr. Well, I'm enrolling at a SOAR program, and hopefully they can find me work, and I could be realistic. Maybe I could work part time while you know living in an apartment, and I don't think I'm going to be the next fucking Sabrina Carpenter or Justin Bieber. It's just that's not what's going to happen here. When my parents die, social media is not my ticket to riches and fame. It's just wasting my life, and it's time to get independent. I think I could work stocking shelves or as a barista, or I think I could work, part time while collecting disability as well. I don't think I'm going to be working full time though, but I think I could definitely work part time. Somebody says, I think stocking shelves would be perfect for you. And there's no shame in that. I mean, so what? I'm not Sabrina Carpenter or Margot Robbie, there's no shame in stocking shelves while collecting your disability while living at your father's old house. I mean, if that makes you, if you're happy and you have a girlfriend and you're living life, you don't have to be fucking Sabrina Carpenter or Olivia Rodrigo or Lady Gaga, you know, or Margot Robbie for that matter, or Lady Gaga. Somebody says you're going to get delusions of grandeur. You're going to think I'm too good for it. I'm too high functioning. I don't know, maybe or Justin Timberlake, or I mean, or Taylor Swift. I mean, we don't have to name all the celebrities, but you know, yes, I feel like I should be a late night talk show host like Jimmy Fallon, or Jimmy Kimmel or Steve Colbert. But just work the job, make your minimum wage, collect your paycheck, and support the house, and you know, um, enjoy your life. You don't have to be on the red carpet with Taylor Swift running around posing with all the pop stars. It's just you don't have that doesn't have to be your fucking life. In fact, it's not going to be my life. So prepare for independence. Maybe you could be Tommy Wiseau. Maybe you could be Tommy Wiseau and create a train wreck of a movie. Oh, hi, doggy. Oh, hi, Mark. You are my best friend, and I love Lisa very much. TV says, Andrew, you are the sane one today, and the live stream has caught a dose of schizoaffective. Yeah, it's rare, but today I'm the sane one, and everybody else is the crazy one. Hey, I mean, even though people say my executive functioning isn't too high at the moment, uh, you know, in comparison to a lot of people with schizoaffective schizophrenia, even autism or retardation in some ways. I don't know if retardation is the correct word to use, but I'm actually pretty high functioning. So for somebody with schizoaffective disorder, a lot of the people are raving and drooling. So I'm pretty high functioning despite my condition. So I'm a high functioning schizophrenic, I guess. Or I don't know. I mean, if you go to places like the Fountain House and mental health recovery groups, a lot of people there are low functioning. High functioning schizophrenic. That'd be a great title for my new album. The high functioning schizophrenic. Because quite frankly, I mean, I'm intelligent in comparison to a lot of people with schizoaffective and schizophrenia. So, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Okay, maybe the medium functioning schizophrenic. Are you happy? The medium function. The title for my new album is going to be called "The Medium Functioning Schizophrenic." Are you happy? We're gonna stop calling me high functioning. The medium functioning schizophrenic. Pete says you are medium functioning once your meds level off, but you'll be high functioning. I hope so, Pete. I hope to be a high functioning schizophrenic someday. All right. Name a few high functioning schizophrenics or schizoaffective patients. I know off the top of my head, Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, I know has schizoaffective. John Nash, the mathematician, is high functioning with schizophrenia. Does Dave Chappelle have schizophrenia? Let's check out Dave Chappelle. He's a comedian. He might have schizophrenia. Dave Chappelle. Let's see if he's got schizophrenia. Okay, let's see. Personal life. Dave Chappelle. What does he have? Bipolar. What does Dave Chappelle got? Yeah, I'm not seeing much. Let's see. Let's type in skits. Let's type in on Dave Chappelle's Wikipedia. Let's go with schizo. Let's type in schizo and see if anything comes up. Find skits. No, I don't think he's schizophrenic. Let's see bipolar. No, I don't see bipolar. Does he have mental health issues, or was he just on drugs? So he says Britney Spears has it. Amanda Bynes has it. So he says Amanda Bynes went off the rails. La 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 la. So there's hope for being famous. It's just, I have a debilitating severe mental health condition. Kanye West, what does he have? Well, let's check out Kanye West. Is he schizophrenic? He certainly appears to be. Kanye West. Let's Google. Let's type in Kanye West schizo. He certainly appears to be schizo recently. Let's see bipolar. West was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2016. Kanye West, he might be schizo. Oh no, he certainly appears to have some mental health issues. Check out his. Somebody says they said he only has autism. That's it. He's only a musical genius. That's all. All right, fair enough. I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm not a psychiatrist. I can't diagnose people. But yeah, there's certainly something going on with him recently. Somebody says, sorry, Dr. Garrett, Kanye has mental health challenges and has 100 million. So now what? Thank you, TB. Thank you for complimenting me. TB says, Kanye's grammar is the opposite of yours, Andrew, and he doesn't give a crap. Thank you, TB. I like TB. TB's a cool person. Which is, my grammar is commendable, not gonna lie. Somebody says Kanye in this moment is less functioning than you. Yeah, but he's got a lot of money, so I mean, if he's independent, I guess, but he's lost in fucking psychosis. It appears like he's lost in psychosis, but he's got a lot of money. He's off the rails, but he's got plenty of money. Somebody says, if you had to exchange functionality for money, would you do it? I'm pretty happy with who I am as a person. I would love to have a girlfriend. I would love to have a romantic partner. I like who I am. I like creating artwork. I would like to have a money. I would like to have money and independence and a romantic partner. And I don't know. I mean, obviously, do I even want to cure my schizoaffective disorder? I guess so, because it really ruins meaningful relationships. So parts of it I would like to cure, but I don't really want to change who I am as a person, though. Also, I'm pretty happy with who I am as a person. TB says he thinks he might have cured his autism mostly anyway. How did you do that, TB? How did you cure your autism? Autism is like the opposite of schizo. I know some people, who have both autism and schizophrenia. I mean, I don't know. I guess, can you have both, or is that rare? I mean, can you have both schizophrenia and autism at the same time, or is that not possible? I mean, I like at the Fountain House, there were people that claimed to have both, but I don't know if that, I don't know if that's true or not. You can also have bipolar disorder with autism. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough, guys. It's tough. All right, I'm thinking of having sausage and pepper for dinner. I hope my mom brings it over soon because I'm getting hungry. Somebody says they call almost everybody autistic these days. Yeah, some people even thought I had autism. Apparently I don't, though. Apparently my diagnosis is symptomatic schizoaffective disorder with narcissistic preoccupations. Hooray. Hooray. Yeah, I asked if I have narcissistic personality disorder. He says I do things that are narcissistic, like perform on camera. So I don't know if yeah. So I asked. Let's get the exact email. Let's narcissistic preoccupations. Okay, so here's the email. I asked my psychiatrist on July 3rd, 2023, do you think I might have narcissistic personality disorder? I remember you saying I do things that are narcissistic, but true narcissists can't self deprecate and self criticize, which I often do in my performances. A true narcissist takes themselves very seriously and can't be the butt of a joke. Is this correct? I suspect this part doesn't matter. Do you think I have borderline personality disorder? Dr. Garrett doesn't seem to feel that I do. Or is my diagnosis simply schizoaffective? Dr. Copland said on July 3rd, 2023, narcissistic preoccupations, but basically symptomatic schizoaffective. You need clonazepam, which is clozaril. So what are narcissistic preoccupations? Does that mean I have narcissistic? I don't really know what that means. I should ask him. everything. When I type in narcissistic preoccupations, narcissistic personality disorder comes up. Is that a nice way of telling me I have narcissistic personality disorder? I guess so, right? Somebody says, don't self-diagnose. I'm not really sure. I mean, this is Dr. Kaplan, who's the best in the business at psychopharmacology and psychiatry. He said my diagnosis is narcissistic preoccupations, but basically symptomatic schizoaffective, and you need clonazepam, you need Clozaril. How often do I see Dr. Kaplan? Once a month. Hey, Mama. So I'm on with the inpatient, so don't say anything too crazy. Did you get the Stockholm Syndrome coffee?
I did.
Oh, thank
you. You had coffee today.
I'm not going to have any more.
Donuts,
Donuts.
bananas, and coffee.
All right, thank you so much, Mama.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, all good? Okay. All right. My Stockholm Syndrome coffee. All right. Time for some sausage and pepper here. So let's move this down here. So he says rarely. He rarely listens to Dr. Kaplan. Says, that looks good, Andrew. That looks good. Pete says, don't swim an hour after you eat. Yeah, of course not. Even if I do have narcissistic personality disorder, which I'm not sure if narcissistic preoccupations mean I do, you know, half of the people in show business probably do, right? Somebody says, you are very narcissistic. It's all about you. You are the center of the universe. Also, you are not in show business. Chiba says, you act narcissistic sometimes, so you exhibit some habits of narcissism. Why are you panicking over this? Because of the false accusations on your mother? Because it's not a good diagnosis to have narcissistic personality disorder. I want to think of myself as an empathetic kind of guy who loves people and is able to have interpersonal relationships and I don't know. I want to. Can you recover from narcissistic personality disorder, assuming you have it? Um. Well, I've established that I do have empathy in psychiatry sessions with Dr. Garrett. Well, I mean friends, I mean family. There are times I can be empathetic, and we've like I don't want to get into detail of what I've empathized with and who I've empathized about. I have a really hostily dependent relationship with my parents. We're all at our wits' end and ready to tear our hair out, and we're all just frustrated, and it's just like kind of like a powder keg, hostily dependent, irritable kind of environment. It doesn't mean I'm a sociopath or psychopath. It just means we're all frustrated with one another. Um, because I'm not getting intimacy. I'm dependent on them. They're frustrated. I'm dependent on them. So it breeds a lot of animosity. It doesn't mean I lack empathy for everyone. In fact, that's not true at all. Somebody says, a quick change of pace. I love the zebra sweater. Somebody says, I think absence would make the heart grow fonder with your mother. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, you got distance, you got independent, and I think I would learn to love my mother, appreciate my mother, have empathy for my mother, and and be kinder towards her. In fact, I'm like a man child who's throwing temper tantrums at the moment. It doesn't mean I don't have empathy for her. In fact, if something happened to my mother, I would feel really guilty and really upset. Um, and I think right now I'm just kind of like this infantile man child who's hostily dependent. It doesn't mean I'm a psychopath or sociopath. It just means I'm in a bad environment, really. No, I would feel guilty. As a matter of fact, I think right now, I mean, Patrick, what the fuck do you know, Patrick? I mean, you're saying I wouldn't feel guilty, but you're not a psychiatrist. I asked Dr. Copland if he thought I was a psychopath or sociopath, and he said no. Dr. Copland said no because that they're always scheming and doing things to hurt people and conspiring to sabotage people and doing nefarious things. He said I'm just not a he said I'm not a sociopath or psychopath. And he said I do have empathy too. Somebody says the prison stripes fit you, Andrew. These are actually dark blue. They're not actually prison stripes. But why do you say that? Why do you say the prison stripes fit me? What do I lie about, Patrick? I mean, I'm really getting fed up with you, Patrick. I'm going to block you. What do I lie about? I don't really lie. In fact, I'm told I'm one of the most frank patients there is. You know, I'm very honest. I rarely lie. I think you're projecting onto me. What do I lie about? I mean, I'm told like I'm frank. I'm frank to the point where it's basically blunt. I mean, I'll lie periodically, but I don't. I'm not like somebody who lives double lives and you know creates these grandiose lies. Okay, I'm sure I lie every now and then. I mean, everybody has to. But to be honest with you, I'm kind of one of these guys who, I'm told you need to learn to comfortably lie to your mother, and people in general. In fact, I'm so honest and frank and emotionally naked that, I rarely lie. I mean, I hardly ever lie. I'm a little bit like Jim Carrey in the movie Liar Liar. I'm honest to the point where I'm just like really frank and blunt all the time. It's just I do lie every now and then, but I'm like really frank too. What am I lying about? Like, name me something I'm lying about. What is something I'm lying about? Okay, so this is I'm lying about many things. About being honest, for example. Name me something big that I'm dishonest about. Name me something big that I'm dishonest about. I'm just taking meds. Well, okay, fair enough. Um, I do make it pretty clear I don't want to take anything at all. It's kind of my parents forcing me to take it. But my parents call me up every night and watch me not take the medication, so I'm not really lying. And they stonewall me when I don't take the medication, so they know I'm not taking it. So I'm not really lying. It's them who wants me to take it, and I'm not taking it in front of them. No, I'm 100% taking the Abilify 10 milligrams and have for about a year now. I just don't take the Lamictal. And somebody says if I didn't take the Abilify, they'd probably put me in the loony bin. I'm not off my meds again. I'm not lying. I'm off the Lamictal. I'm just off the Lamictal. I'm on the Abilify 10 milligrams. Somebody says, "Are your parents fine with that?" Um, well, to be honest with you, there are a lot of adverse side effects to medications, and I don't really want to take them. But I'm taking the Abilify. The Abilify isn't too bad. Anybody who knows me knows honesty isn't my problem. So I guess you guys don't know me too well then. My problem is basically, more or less, symptomatic schizoaffective disorder. So, is any plans to do 15 milligrams of Abilify? I know my father wants me to do that, and I think my mother does too, but there's no plans for that, quite frankly. Somebody says, wouldn't it be wise to try to 15 milligrams? I guess it's something to talk to Dr. Kaplan about. I know everybody's pushing for it. Everybody's certainly pushing for it. Quite frankly, according to Dr. Kaplan, the biggest problem that I suffer with is symptomatic schizoaffective disorder. That's basically the problem. Somebody says, yeah, dude, that's why you need to take meds. Somebody says, I live in a twilight zone. Fair enough. Reality is different for Andrew. Fair enough, if you say so. Somebody says, I've been delusional for 15 years nonstop. I like TB. I mean, I know TB's my buddy. TB's the only one who's not being nasty to me right now. TB, we need Tiger in the house. Tiger and TB. We need my enablers. I'm just kidding. I like a TB. TB is climbing the social ladder. Everybody's turned on me. Everybody's turned heel on me except TB. So TB, you've climbed the social ladder. You grew up in the world of schizophrenia. No, I'm not saying you become a bad person. I realize Patrick's intentions are good. But I certainly don't like being lectured and you know, it's certainly not pleasant. You know, I mean, and I realize sometimes serious talks have to happen, and everybody's intentions are for me to be healthy, and nobody has nefarious intentions here. But I also like people enabling the schizophrenia and just letting me live in my fucking fantasy land. I like enablers, you know? Somebody says that's not good or healthy. Of course not. Somebody says enablers. It's like the My 500 Pound Life Challenge. You ever see those movies with the 500-pound people that lie on the bed, and enablers bring them food, and they just keep getting fatter and fatter? That's kind of what I'm like, only different. No, I'm not saying I wasn't trying to say my parents enable me. In fact, I'm 37, take accountability, go to SOAR programs, go to programs in general. But, realistically, I got to get off the internet. I got to get off social media. I got to get off my phone. And I know they do it because they love me. But, I need more. I need more people like Patrick in my life who are going to just like give me tough love, so to speak. And I realize I'm sick. And they're coddling me a little bit, and that's just fine. I realize that my parents love me. My parents love me very much, and I love them. I'm not turning on you, TB. I love you, TB. TB, I love you. I love you. I love you a lot. In fact, you're the only one who's making me feel. You're making me feel warm and fuzzy. You're the only one who's making me feel warm and fuzzy. Everybody else is giving me tough love. You're the only one who's making me feel warm and fuzzy right now. So, I like you, TV, for that reason. But I guess people should be hard on me though. Maybe I need less warm and fuzzy, and I need more. Get your act on the track, He says less warm and fuzzy and more tough love. I say, Andrew, you need to learn the sink or swim game without lifeguards saving you. Right now, my mother and father save me and bail me out. I got to learn to get independent. Because, frankly, my father has a cancer diagnosis. Well, I got the psychiatric evaluation for the PROS/SOAR program, which I should be starting this week. I'll be going on Monday and Wednesdays. So it looks like I'm making progress. I mean, I know Patrick was pessimistic, but I'm proving him wrong. I'm going to be doing the SOAR program, and I'm going to stick with it. Somebody says, I'd love to hear at a family party, Steven hits you with a chair, then Shanae hits you with an RKO, then they play John Cena's theme and walk out. Yeah, everybody needs to just unload on me. Patrick says, you haven't proven me wrong yet. You need to do it for a month or more. I will. I'm going to prove you wrong, Patrick. And I'm not going to do it to prove you wrong. I'm going to do it because I want to do it. I want to get well. I want to meet friends. I want to get independent. I'm going to do it for me because I want to. Chiba asks, was I evaluated by a psychiatrist recently? No. we contacted Dr. Copland and asked him to write up a psychiatric evaluation and fax it over to the PROS program. I'm done building my troll garden. I'm done living in the Joanne Greenberg world. It's time to make my life happen. Well, first, I'm going to go to the PROS program twice a week. I know a lot of people are pushing for medication. Somebody says you need to take meds, including the Lamictal as prescribed. TB, who basically grew up with schizophrenia, says, I think you need 15 milligrams of Abilify. I feel a touch of mania creeping in. All right. All right, guys. Thank you for the good pep talk. Thank you for the tough love. And TB especially, thank you for being warm and fuzzy. TB, you're my number one inpatient now. Rusty's number 2, followed by Tiger. Actually, Tiger's up there. Tiger's an enabler too. I'm just joking, but TB's cool. TB's cool, and I'll catch you all. I'll catch you guys again later. We got the snow tomorrow, and I'll see you all again soon. Peace out, my amigos and amigas. And honestly, I know some people think because Patrick is being hard on me that I don't have any animosity really. I realize his intentions are good. His intentions are to help me. So I'm not really upset necessarily. They want me to do better. So peace out, guys. He wants me to succeed, Patrick says. Okay, fair enough. So. I know your intentions are good, and I've been slipping into a fantasy land and getting sick. So, do better. All right. Adios, guys.